記憶の先にあるもの感じてみて君の見せる涙この透明になるの
I spent like 7 hours on this intro, and this is all they say. They're just looking forward to it. Like, what, why? Neon White is a 2022 release speedrunning platformer focused around playing cards that can be discarded to perform special moves, and it has quickly become one of my favorite games I played this year. While its dialogue has been dubbed before as a fucking embarrassment, I will say that I haven't edited anything notable for the past few months, and this UI is just begging to be referenced in a future video of mine. Okay, no.
Getting better and better.
The first thing I did was break down everything in the UI so I could see what I needed to make. There's a harsh gradient right here, a darker section here. Okay, you can figure out the rest yourself, but it is super simple to replicate. My goal is to make something I can just understand immediately and edit to my liking. There's like a ton of ways to approach something in editing. Some methods are more efficient than others, but the best way to do something is the way you want to do it. Most of the time. I know I'm probably wrong. The first thing I did was to get a background from Neon White to use as the it was around this time that I finally realized that these were three. I never cared about any of the dialogue to notice the backgrounds were moving. All I remember is something about Violet and big boobs.
You're so lucky you don't have big boobs, White. They get it the worst.
This game would be unplayable if it weren't for the fast forward button. Back to the actual video. There is an LED filter overlaid on top of the screen whenever dialogue is present. So I tried to look for something like that until I realized I could just make my own in my editing software. I got an adjustment clip, then I just lined up 3 differently colored rectangles onto one multi-merge node and made the whole thing really small before looping it throughout the entire screen. I then blended it using darken and turned down the opacity to about halfway using a merge node. Is this the exact filter used in the game? No, but does it give off the same feel? Yeah, I'm not aiming for perfection here, but I like to anyway because I know I'm more capable than I think I am. Oh yes, sub 11.
Kill yourself.
Oh my god, oh my god. This is just a round transparent rectangle outline that goes across the whole screen. I masked a background node, turned off solid, and curved the shape before turning up the border width, and that's basically it. We can't get more simpler than this. The next thing I worked on were the fast forward buttons. I just used another masked background node combination to form the shapes, then made triangles using a multi-poly. Hey, wait, I know that guy. And for this one, I just typed in the letter F and overlaid it on top of the button. Looks nice so far. A little chromatic aberration would also help, even if it's not needed. Okay, let's break down this section of the UI. I had something I wanted to say here, but it was embarrassing, so I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, we got a harsh, long gradient around the bottom, a dark rectangle around here, 2 thin lines that mark where the text would go, and a gradient that gets darker around the middle where the text would go. The long gradient is a long gradient, so I just made this fill in the blank and then resized it down to make the effect. Afterwards, I made the dark rectangle in one of the 2 lines using rectangle background node masks, and we're halfway done. I created this fill in the blank and masked it before using a transform node to resize it by half and mirror it. This is actually really efficient since if I ever feel like this part is wrong, I only have to edit this gradient and not worry about having to deal with multiple gradients or whatever the fuck this is. And then I just copied the thin line from the top of the dialog box and pasted it onto the bottom. Boom, it's done. Now we have to deal with this little name tag on top of the dialog box. I tried to recreate the stroke shown here, but it didn't look that accurate. So I used a Unity asset ripper to yank the name tag from the game files. I paid for this game, I can do what I want with it. For the name, I tried looking for the exact font the game used, and I couldn't find it, so I settled with this font until I realized I could just also link the font for the game files. The font is called Chiron's, by the way. The stroke is actually resized in game, so I had to transform it a little before placing it on top of the dialog box. The text for the character speaking has a stroke, which appears to have a flat drop shadow around the corner. I wouldn't know for sure, but I applied both of the effects to the text, and we're moving on. This is just a triangle with a drop shadow on top of it, although it does move up and down and resize itself periodically, so I recreated that effect using a single transform node. When dialogue progresses, however, it spins around and reappears with this motion, so I also recreated that. I'm changing opacity using the blend option in the multi-merge node, and this background node you see here is just a black background with alpha set to 1 so it's fully transparent. Now we can get to the fun part, the text. I dropped in a text plus node and spent 10 minutes looking for the exact font the game used for dialogue until I decided to give up and find a similar looking font, only for the font to be Open Sans, the same text font DaVinci uses for text nodes. I'd want those 10 minutes back. I set up a text box around the area where I wanted the text to wrap around and then tinkered with the tracking before finishing it off with a drop shadow. But we're not done yet. The text in the dialogue actually drops down really fast, so I recreated that effect using a follower modifier. I actually don't know much about most modifiers, so I just assume that most of them don't matter to me, like, what is this? And that's basically the entire UI. Next step is the characters, the other fun part. Rip a portrait from Neon White, paste it behind all the UI, and position it to be... Yeah, they color corrected it inside the game engine. Who would have thought, man? Oh my god. So I did the best I could. It's mostly just contrast being boosted and gamma decreased, a little desaturation too, not perfect, you get the point. Are you tired of this video already? The script is abysmal. And then we have these quirky little movements these things do. I probably only need a couple, so I just made one for sizing up, down, and this elastic one. I love making elastic graphs. You guys should learn how to make them too. It's fun. Sometimes in the dialogue, there's this neat cut-in that the characters do that reveal their true expressions behind the mask. It shouldn't be too hard. I already wrote the background here and all the portraits, so it's just a matter of putting it together and yeah. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, that's right. I got an artist to draw me custom neon white portraits for AME. I went up to my second channel artist, not my first, but don't worry, I still appreciate you. I brought the idea up to them and they delivered. It's nice that I got this done. I don't like the idea of having this little munchkin right in front of your face whenever I want to use this in a video. And the rabbit mask doesn't really have anything to do with NSO. I thought of a cat mask but didn't want to pressure my artist into anything because I'd feel bad, but maybe you guys can like think of something this correlates to in Needy Streamer Overload, and I swear I'm not comment baiting right now, trust me. And there we have it, neon white dialogue remade in DaVinci Resolve. Now if you'll excuse me, I have better things to do.
Okay, yeah, Nappa did make her bad as fuck for no reason.
He made almost all the girls in that thing. Even some of the dudes, dude. Like the angel guy.
What?
At Groovy. At
Dude.
Groovy. At Groovy.
God. I'm gonna... Is there any way to disable that shit? Yeah, there's
At
any way to
Pally
get rid of
underscore
it.
with an image file.
Not like that. I mean, disable doing that.
Is there any way to disable it?
Watch the digital circus on Thursday. Hopefully I get an amazing digital job.
What?
What?
What? What? I'm sorry, what? What are we talking about?
A link.
Hey, Metal, clip that. Metal.
I will not spend any more pyroxing starting now.
No, starting after you spend all your 5,000 right here.
No, I can't.
What if you get
And then it
Kilo
scans
and
the
you
channel.
roll
You
spot?
can't convince me. Motherfucker.
One more talk and you could roll again.
No,